program is by the things that we're constantly like visualizing, the things that we see on TV, the things that we're constantly. What's going on, guys? Frank over here. Now, in this video, I want to talk about a concept that I learned from David Goggins, the hardest man alive. This concept is called taking souls, taking people's souls. Now, obviously, like you're hearing that, you're like, what the hell are you talking about, taking people's souls and stuff like that? And the reason why I think this concept is so beautiful, because it gives you tactical advantage in life, right? In everyday life. Like this could be like your job, your businesses, you know, like any projects that you're doing, even your own self, right? It gives you tactical advantage over whatever domain that you're in, right? As I said, life is all about having tactical advantages, right? Because on the side, you know, it's like we're always at a disadvantage. And I say that because our mind, a lot of us think that we have control of our mind. We actually don't. Our mind actually controls some of us, right? And if you don't learn to control your own mind, to take the action and do the things that you actually want to do in life, you become enslaved to whoever controls your mind, and which is usually society, right? Because if you think about it, you know, our mind is constantly running a program, and that program is, you know, how we're programmed is by the things that we're constantly like visualizing, the things that we see on TV, the things that we're constantly consuming. That becomes the program that we're running on a day-to-day basis, right? And again, who are injecting those things within our mind is society. The things that you're seeing on TV, the same things that they're seeing on social media, the things that they're portraying out there. You take all this information and you start to run that as a program, right? And not to get sidetracked, you know, this tactic, taking souls, allows you to take back control over your mind, right? It allows you to dominate your field, any field that you're in. Business, even relationships, you know, your workforce, like any projects, even your own personal fitness. It allows you just to dominate it, right? Now, if I'm talking about like what is taking souls? Now, taking souls is this whole concept of doing the things that people didn't think that you could do, right? By literally outdoing everyone, right? Say, you know, in the business world, right? You're probably working like sales and stuff like that, right? You have a quota that you're supposed to carry every month, right? Now, you doubling your quota that month or by every month, people will look at you like, holy shit, like, how the hell was he able to do that, right? Like you know, like the executive, like the people up higher up, they'll start like constantly thinking about like, how is he able to do that? Like, I wasn't even able to do that. See, now you're taking real estate in their mind, right? You're like entering their mind and injecting thoughts in it, right? Because they're thinking about like, he's doing something that I wasn't able to do. Like now they kind of insecure in a sense. Obviously, it's like, again, in the same concept of like doubling your quotas, your sales quota, stuff like that. It's good for the company, but a lot of people might feel insecure about that, right? And by you doing that, you start injecting and taking real estate within their mind. All they're constantly thinking about is like, damn, you know, like I need to do better than that type of thing, right? Now, again, they no longer have control over you in a sense, right? Because like there's nothing that they can say that you can't do, right? This is the same thing in war. This is the same thing in sports, right? You know, against your opponent, people don't, you know, when you're battling against an opponent and you're literally doing the unstoppable, the things that nobody is doing, it's like, shit, now they no longer have control over you because you're doing what nobody else can do. You're doing the things that they don't think that they can even do, you know? Again, this goes back even within the business, right? Just terrorizing your competitors by doing the unstoppable, right? By taking market share constantly. And so, again, this whole process is you're doing what people don't expect you to do, right? And when you do things that are not expected, right? When it's things that are extremely hard, people will start thinking about this, like, what's going on with this man? Like, what's going on with this individual? Like, how are they able to do this, right? Again, you're taking space within their mind, right? And there's nothing, again, that they can say that has power over you, right? You can use this own concept with your own mind because, again, we're constantly at a disadvantage because, as I like to call it, we have this little bitch inside our head, right, that is constantly enabling us from doing things. Now, when you do the things that your mind don't expect you to do, you're like, boom, you're just pushing the boundaries, right? Now, your mind no longer has control over you because, like, there's nothing that you can't do. And you just become this free individual, right? You just have tactical advantage just over every aspect of your life, right? And again, this is something that you can use in any aspect, you know, in your workforce, any project that you're attacking, you know, in your fitness, you know, you losing 20 or 30 pounds within such a short amount of time. People start to wonder, okay, like, How the hell do they do that? Like, again, it goes back to the things like you're taking real estate within their own mind, you know? And this is a strategy that David Goggins developed. Like, again, the hardest man alive. When he was in sales training, right? I think this was like the second time doing it, and like for some reason his instructors just didn't like him, you know? And so they will always ask him to do the hardest shit, like things that they weren't even able to do. And when he would do it, right? They'd be like exasperated, like, holy shit, how is he supposed to do that, right? And so their instructor are constantly like thinking about it. It's like, how is he able to do, like, I wasn't able to do that when I was going through training, you know? And so he devised a strategy just to kind of, again, just not allowing anybody, his instructors or whoever, to have control over him, right? You just become this free individual, and you just go and attack life very violently. Now, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully this helps you in some way, shape, or form. If you really like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.